You can tell more about a person by the way they walk out of a room than they walked in. It's not the entrance that tells the truth, it's the posture they forget to fake once they think no one is watching. And he thought no one was watching. I stood by the double doors at the back of the gym, clipboard under one arm, stopwatch hanging idle around my neck, and watched him slink across the court like he was trying to melt into the hardwood. Shoulders slumped, eyes down, bag dragged behind one foot. It wasn't exhaustion. I know what tired looks like. This was something else, something I've seen before. The body of a boy trying not to take up space. The rest of the team had cleared out already, laughing, pushing, sneakers squeaking all the way to the lockers. But he hung back, on purpose, like he always did. Always a little slower to gather his things, always avoiding the eye contact that says, I know I belong here. He's gotten away with it so far, sliding through practices without breaking rules, but breaking form all the same. Tonight, that ended. Connor, I said, just loud enough to stop him. No need to shout. My tone did all the lifting. He froze mid-step, turned halfway. Yes, coach? I didn't answer right away, just tilted my chin once, a single sharp motion. That was all it took. He sighed the way teenagers sigh, like the world had personally asked him to carry the groceries, and turned back around. He walked towards me with hesitation in every step, still slouching, still small. His arms hang loose on his sides like he wasn't sure what they were for. He was tall, maybe the tallest on the team, but he wore it like a secret, like a coat 2 sizes too big that he couldn't return. When he stopped in front of me, he didn't meet my eyes. I waited. 3 seconds, 5. Then I finally spoke. My voice was low and flat. Drop your bag. He did. Stand up straight. His spine half unfolded like a paper getting smoothed too quickly. Not halfway, all the way. Back straight, eyes forward. He adjusted again. It was better, but it still wasn't right. Chin level. He lifted it. I took one small step forward, just one. I didn't touch him, didn't lean in. I just let the silence stretch long enough to sting. You think this doesn't matter, I said. You think your posture is just posture, that it's invisible, that no one sees what you carry when you walk into the room. He didn't move. I didn't let him. But I see it, I said. And more importantly, they see it. Your teammates, your competition, every coach, every recruiter, every referee. They see how you carry yourself. And if you tell them with your body that you don't want to be here, they'll believe you. He shifted. I stopped him. Don't fidget. That's not how you reset. That's how you apologize without words. And we're not here to apologize. We're here to correct. His breath caught slightly, but he held the line. Good. That was the first step, and how the real work could begin. I let the silence hold. There's a particular kind of quiet that settles over the gym after dark. Not the peaceful kind, not soft. It's sharp, echoed, like the building's waiting to see if it still needs to prove something. The lights still hummed above us, fluorescent and tired. The air smelled like old sweat, vinyl, and pine dust from a broom that hadn't been enough. The bleachers were pushed back. The hardwood stretched out around us like a stage with no curtain. He still wasn't quite looking at me. I took another slow step forward, and this time, I stopped directly in front of him, close enough to see how even the laces on his right shoe, close enough to hear the uneven rhythm of his breathing. Face me. He raised his head a fraction. His eyes flickered towards me, then away. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't repeat myself. I just waited. And eventually, The silence got heavier than his discomfort. He looked up, fully this time. "There," I said. "That's the first thing you've done right tonight." His shoulders twitched, like he wasn't sure if he was about to be praised or punished. I didn't let the tension break. "I don't care how you feel right now," I said plainly. "I care how you stand. I care that when you walk off my court, your spine doesn't look like you're waiting for someone to say you don't belong." He blinked. I didn't. "You slouch because it's easy. You slouch because you think if you're small enough, no one will expect much. And if no one expects much, you can't disappoint them." I watched that hit. Good. Let it land. Because that's not how this works. Not on my team, not in my gym, not in my presence. I stepped past him now, slowly. My boots echoed in the empty gym, loud as a metronome. I circled once behind him. Not close, not theatrical, just steady. Letting him feel my presence in the space. Letting him remember he was being observed. "Back straight," he corrected. "Eyes forward." He stared across the court into open space. "That's where your future is," I said. "Out there. Not the floor, not buried in your shoes." He shifted again. I heard it. The small slide of a heel. I stopped, pivoted cleanly, faced him from the side now. "I'm going to say this once, and I'm going to say it without raising my voice, because I don't need to yell to be obeyed." He didn't move. "When you're being addressed in this gym, when I ask you a question, when I give you a directive, you will respond with yes ma'am or no ma'am, every time. Understood?" He hesitated. A half breath, a wobble. I fixed him with a look that didn't need to be angry to be final. "Yes ma'am," he said, his voice low but clear. "That's better," I said. "Now keep your eyes forward." I could feel the tension in him, the mixture of fear and focus, the kind that makes young men decide whether they wanted to quit or rise. I didn't rescue him from it. That moment mattered. It always did. "You don't need to be the fastest," I said. "You don't have to be the strongest, but you will carry yourself with discipline. And if you don't know how to do it yet, that's fine. I'll teach you. But you will not slouch in front of me again." His chin didn't drop this time. He didn't fidget. He just stood there, awkward, but aligned, like a flagpole leaning. It could stand without being bent in the wind. Good. He was finally present. Now it was time to test what he could hold on to. I stepped back, not far, just enough to see him fully. Shoulders to soles, arms loose at his sides. Eyes where I told him to keep them. I didn't need a clipboard or stopwatch now. This was about form. And I knowed if it had failed before he did. "You will hold that position," I said, folding my arms. He gave a slight nod. I didn't say a word. Second passed, long ones. The gym seemed to lean in with me, listening. The old lights buzzed overhead like they were waiting for something to go wrong. I watched him closely, not with anger, not even with judgment, just calculation. This wasn't personal. It was precise. His shoulders started to slump, almost impeccably, a small tilt, a natural pull of habit. The moment his spine looked for a fraction of an inch, I cut in. "Reset." He blinked, startled by the sharpness in my voice, not volume, but sharp edges. He straightened, pulled his shoulder back, chest forward, chin level again. Better, but not enough. "Too much tension. You're not bracing for a hit. You're holding for discipline. Reset." This time, he adjusted slower, rolled his neck slightly, took a deeper breath. Let his arms relax just enough. "Good. Now we're getting somewhere." "You slouch because it's easier," I said, stepping to one side. Because it lets you pretend you're invisible. Because if you look small enough, maybe no one will be asking you to lead. But your body is saying everything you don't have the courage to admit. He swallowed hard. His jaw was set now, not defiant, but alert. I have no interest in what you say when it's easy, I continued. I care what you say when your legs ache and your back wants to curl. That's where your standard lives. Not in your intentions, in your default. I took a few steps back, in a slow circle around him. You want to act like you're nothing special? I said. Fine, but you don't get to do it in my court. Not while you wear the school's name on your chest. Not while you train under me. Because here, we set standards, and they don't stop when your energy does. His stance wavered. I said nothing. The silence made him fix it himself. Exactly right. This is what expectation feels like, I said. This is what it meant to be seen. Most people spent their lives hiding from it. He didn't respond. He didn't have to. He was standing tall. I finally stopped in front of him, arms crossed again. Let me be clear, I said, tone firmer now. If you want to be average, I'll respect that. You'll still be expected to hold form. If you want to be exceptional, then you hold this posture until it becomes your natural state, on track, at class, at home. His hands twitched slightly. I raised an eyebrow. Hands still. He stilled them immediately. I nodded once. Good. Again. Back straight, eyes forward. He reset without being told what needed fixing, and that was the first real sign of progress. Hey guys, it's Vivian from Red Cheek Audios here. I just wanted to say thank you so much for listening to part 1 of Back Straight, Eyes Forward. This one's a little different. It's going to be a 3-part story. I'll be posting part 2 tomorrow and the final part the day after that. I wanted to try to split up a story like this so I could really take my time with the pacing and the mood. If you get a second, please scroll down to the comments and vote what kind of stories that you like the most. I pinned a comment with the 3 options. A, story split into parts like this one. B, longer uploads that are 35 to 45 minutes. Or C, shorter one-shot stories that are around 10 minutes. Remember, I read everything you guys write, and your support means the world. It helps me know what to keep creating and how to make the space even better. So, stay tuned tomorrow for part 2, and thank you again for being here. I appreciate you much more than you know. Love you, RAC ASMR fam.